here from the big island of Hawaii, from my meditation spot where I spend 2-3 months a year sitting every morning for the last 4 or 5 years. So the goal of this series is to introduce all of us to meditation as a general tool for well-being and also as a tool for healing for ourselves and others. In this series I will try to introduce more of the basics of meditation and how it reflects in healing from my decades of experience, training, learning and practicing. And I will try to take you through a journey from seeing the big picture, from having the experience of meditation, all the way to what it does inside our body, to our organs, to our circulations, to our tissue, to our cellular level. And we will start every session with a short meditation. And afterwards I will start teaching on the parts of the meditation. So my goals with today and tomorrow is to more give guided meditation and principles and cover the meditation, and then give you the weekend to practice or to share with others who haven't been able to join, so they can listen to the videos, and then pick it up again on Monday and do another sessions during next week where we'll go in greater depth and start building the building blocks of meditation. And towards the end of the series I will start adding, based on our progress, specific healing components. Okay, looks like it is working because I'm just checking. So IT and technology is not my strength, but I think it's working, so it's good. So we can sit with our back straight. If you're sitting on a chair, it's fine. If you're sitting on the ground on a cushion, and just feel the base of your spine, your perineal area. The area at the base of your spine between the anus, the rectum and the genitalia, this area that is right there that tends to be closed. Just feel it opening up. Just let yourself relax into your seat. Just let the gravitation do its work. We fight gravitation all the time. We resist. So just let go and feel the opening in your perineum, in your bases. And from this opening there is a certain strength that comes along your spine all the way to the top of your head. So your spine becomes elongated with no effort. And you can lift your shoulders and drop them. Lift your shoulders, take a deep breath. And one more time. Lift your shoulders. And just relax. And feel how just the awareness to the body is changing the perception of the body. Your hands are wrapping around your knees, or hand inside hand, at the bottom coming down. Your tongue is loose, touching gently the upper palate. There's a tiny space between your teeth, and your gaze is looking forward with no effort, about 2-3 yards, 2-3 meters. And just bring your awareness to your body, to the present time, and feel how it's affecting your physical sensations, how it's affecting your breath, and how it starts to affect your mind. How your diaphragm is moving more easily up and down with less effort. just being aware of our body, saying hello to our body. And letting go of the contraction of the effort, just slowly, slowly loosening up. And now that we prepared our body, we are going to prepare our breath by inhaling and exhaling from each nostril, left and right, left and right, left and right 3 times, and then from both nostrils. And we visualize that we inhale white light and we exhale black gray smoke. We inhale healing and cleansing, and we exhale all our traumas, all our diseases, all our difficulties. So we inhale from both nostrils, close the left nostril and exhale. Inhale from both nostrils and exhale. Inhale. One more time. And for the 3rd time. And from both nostrils we inhale and exhale. Inhale white light, feeling the whole body, and exhaling any tension, any illness, any diseases. It's black gray smoke. And 3rd time, and exhale. And let the breath flow smoothly with no effort. And just feel how this small exercise of cleansing the breath affects the quality of the breath and affects the quality of your body and how it affects your mind. And now that we prepared our body, we prepared our speech, it's time to prepare our mind. We prepare our mind by opening our heart, by generating love and compassion to ourselves and to all living beings. And we do it by understanding, at least intellectually, the equality, the evenness, that every living being, every person we know, including ourselves, people we like, people we are neutral to, people we don't like, every living being wants to be happy. And every living being experiences difficulties as part of our existence. So in this way we open our heart to ourselves and to every other being, understanding this equalness between all of us. So we do the intellectual exercise of understanding, and then we let go and let the understanding penetrate into our body and loosen the grasping, loosen the contraction. And on a deeper level, for people who are more trained, we understand that everything that arises from the outside to our senses, everything that we perceive, and everything that we feel, think, experience inside our body is impermanent. It changes all the time. Nothing has permanent, unchanging existence. And this is what is equal to all experiences. And understanding this reduces the struggle, reduces the contraction. And we just rest in this understanding. Opening our heart and mind to ourselves and to every living being. And now that we prepared our body, our speech, and our mind, we can actually start the practice of the meditation. We can start it by focusing on a point below your eye level. You can pick, if you have chance for next time, you can pick a pebble or a picture or a crystal or whatever makes it easier for you to focus, and you just let your eye focus on the object. Not too tight and not too loose. We use the door of the body, the eyes, to create focus. And slowly we add our breath. We exhale to the point, to the object, and we inhale from the object. We exhale to the object, and we inhale from the object, without losing the visual connection. So we have the door of the body, the eyes, and we have the doors of the speech, of the subtle energy in the body, through the breath. And now we end our mind. We focus on the pebble or on the object, whatever you're using with your mind. You either just through your third eye you focus, or you project your heart into the point, to a place where your visual concentration, your breath, and your mental concentration are inseparable. And you just focus on this one point. If your mind wanders away, it's not a problem, just gently bring it back to the meditation. By focusing on one thing, our distractions slowly fall away. And we find a place of quietness, of peacefulness. This is why this is called calm abiding meditation, shamatha meditation. And slowly we also experience a sense of openness and clarity. So for the beginners in the beginning, the mind rebels, like a blind rider on a wild horse, or like a wild waterfall, splashing all the time. That's okay, that's normal. The moment that you recognize this restlessness, the neurosis that is inseparable from our regular existence, this is the first moment of meditation. And then slowly the meditation will open from a waterfall to a creek, to a river, to a lake, and all the way to an ocean, opening up. And we can gently now bring our mind to the eye level and just let our gaze open into the space in front of us. Without holding, without judging, without grasping, without rejecting. Just being opened. And we start by being open to any visual sensations that come from the front. And slowly, while keeping it open, we open ourselves to any visual sensation that comes from the right. Even if you just imagine it, and from behind, and from your left, and from above and below. So we are just open to any visual sensation. And with every exhalation, there is a deeper level of letting go, of opening. The body is still, the breath is flowing smoothly, and the mind is just opening into the vast visual field that you can see right now. And while keeping this, we add any auditory sensation, any sound that comes from the front, and from the right. From behind you, from the left, and from above and below. So we just open ourselves to any input without judgment. And now we can add any tactile sensations, any olfactory sensations, and any taste that we experience. We are just opening ourselves. And at the end of every exhalation we let go, like cutting the web of a spider. So our experience increases and expands. The body is stable, the breath is flowing smoothly, and we are just opening up. And use the breath, use the end of the exhalation, everything opens up. And while we keep ourselves open to the outside, we bring our attention to the inside. We bring our attention inside our body, to the sensations of our organs, to our feelings, to our thoughts. And whatever you experience is okay. If you have an amazing experience, if you have a restless experience, it really doesn't matter. Meditation is not about what we experience. It's about our relationship to our experience. It's about accepting everything that arises outside or inside. Acceptance allows us to let go of our struggle, of our defenses, of our contraction. And we just rest in this place. And we let now the outside and inside fall away. The artificial boundary between the body and what's outside of the body to fall away. And we just let go in this place. Our body is stable, our breath is flowing smoothly, and our heart and minds are open. And whatever you experience outwardly or inwardly, don't contract into it, just relax. Usually at this stage, for new people, you either feel very tired or you feel very restless. That's normal, that's expected, and over this series we will learn how to handle it and how to adjust it. You are not the first one who is experiencing it, and you are not the last one. And now that we feel a greater sense of openness, we can just rest in it a little bit, enjoying the resting into the ocean, just opening into the view. Now with this openness, we say good morning, we say hello to our heart. We take our hands and we put them on our chest, relaxing the elbows. The neck is long, and just melt and feel the warmth of your heart. It's an amazing experience for the first time to feel the warmth of the heart, an expression of the innate, unbound, infinite love and compassion that the heart has, its infinite healing power. And let this heat spread anywhere in your body where you need it. Feeling your chest, feeling your organs, to any place where you need it. You can close your eyes a bit if it's better for you and just get this sensation. The heart has no concepts. The heart has no boundaries. It's our conceptual mind our ego, our reactivity, our negative emotions that contract us. The heart gives with no judgment. And we experience this healing quality of the heart filling us. Until this quality fills our whole body, the heart and mind are inseparable and start filling the space outside of us. And we just sit in this place, taking our hands down to our knees and just rest in this place of open heart and open mind. And you can move your feet and your legs a little bit. I apologize, it was a little bit more than 15 minutes, it was closer to 22, 23 minutes. That's okay. So again, thank you everybody for joining me. And this is for me, it's something that came spontaneous for me a few days ago to do this in such a way. And really for me it's an opportunity to share my heart, whatever I learned in my life that benefited me, to share it with others. That's really the third wheel of my life, the third act of my life. I'm now just turned 60, which is a very significant age in Chinese medicine, in Chinese astrology, in Tibetan astrology, where you restart from the beginning. And my goal until I leave this world is just to share my heart and share any knowledge, whatever it is, that I have in healing in different levels. In my clinic it's very technical, it's very cutting edge, a lot of breakthroughs, but it's all sitting on this understanding of the infinite healing power of the heart. So why am I doing this? I'm not a great meditation master. There are many greatest and greater meditation masters. I'm doing it because I feel and I know that I'm offering a very unique integration of meditation, of healing, of the most esoteric practices and the understanding of biology, physiology, biochemistry, and how our body operates from a Western medical perspective, from a Chinese medicine perspective, from a Tibetan medicine perspective, and from different kinds of medicine that I have learned over my life. So my goal is to share it in a very simple way. I'm here with my coat, I came here very early, I sat in meditation, and then I'm just sharing it with you. Unedited, whatever comes out. But one thing that I can tell you as we start is, whatever I share with you comes from my heart, and I want to share my heart with you. Because this is really a quality that each of us has. If each person on this earth for 1 minute shares their heart with everybody else, there will be peace immediately. But we have to start with smaller things. So let's go back and look at the meditation and start breaking it apart. A little bit looking at what it does. All of us without exception want to be happy. All of us without exception want to be healthy and vital. Yet, all of us without exception, as part of our regular existence, as part of our human life, which we will go into greater depth what it means next week, experience difficulties, experience suffering, experiences pain. We have very unique quality as human to experience moment of pain and suffering, and to experience a moment of joy and happiness, and sometimes when we are tuned to differentiate not only between them, but what makes them happen. So if we look, now that we have this profound understanding, and it is profound, as simple as it is, that suffering and difficulties are inseparable from our existence. It's actually a relief, because when we have a moment of difficulty, we don't fight it so strong. We accept it, just like in meditation. So when we understand it, we can ask ourselves, what is the cause of this suffering? What is the cause of this difficulty? What is the cause of my emotional pain? What is the cause of my stress? And of course there are outer influences that we don't always have control over. Many times we do, but the response is ours. We own the response. So what what is the root of these difficulties? And when we really examine it deeply, we recognize that the root of our difficulties is our grasping, our contraction, our clinging, our identification, our fixation. We grasp and hold to things and we want to make them solid. Why do we want to make them solid? Because we don't want to change. And this, the first very basic grasping, is a grasping to the self, to our ego. What we call ego clinging. So we grasp to our body and we hold to it. And then it's us and them. And then naturally, when we are faced with challenges from the outside or from the inside, as part of our self-identity, as part of our grasping, we react. And this reaction, the most basic reaction in our life, is our survival reaction, our survival response. What keeps us alive is also what causes us suffering. This is a profound understanding and the focus of my upcoming book in English, The Survival Paradox. It's a paradox, because to really live a long, happier, healthier, open-hearted life, we have to let go of the struggle. So what happens when this happens in our body? Well, let's look for a moment at how our body functions. Our body is based on movement, on flow, right? If we don't flow for 1-2 minutes, we are dead. If the heart doesn't send blood for 1 or 2 minutes all over the body, we're not alive anymore. So it's this flow, this breath, this movement that keeps us alive. When we grasp or we contract, we move from life to death. We move from movement to fixation. So the first level that it happened is in our mind, in our mental expression. We can go into our past and fixate on the past. Guilt feeling, profound sadness, profound grief, blaming others about things that happened in the past. That's things that relate to the past. We are not able to let go of the past. We can also grasp to the future. Anxiety, fear, worry about what will happen, thinking about what will happen in the future all the time. And we can grasp and hold to the present by being obsessive, by being too tight about what's happening right now. All of these are happening all the time, and all of these are controlled, for the ones who are not aware of it, by different organ systems in the body. This is an understanding that is not very developed in Western medicine. That each of our organs has a physical aspect, an emotional aspect, and a mental aspect. And we address them through meditation and healing, and we'll even touch on it a little bit during this series of sessions. So we talked about mental grasping that affects all of us. Right now, if you are listening and you did the meditation, you may feel more relaxed, for a moment even. And then certain thought comes up and we identify with it and we contract. And then we feel relaxed. It's happening to us all the time. On another level, it affects us emotionally. We get caught in an emotion, in grief that we can't let go of, in anger and resentment that we can't let go of. And these emotions can be devastating. For example, when we are caught in anger and resentment, it has a profound physiological negative effects on us. It damages the circulation, it increases blood pressure, it causes hormonal modification, it suppresses the immune system, it burns the adrenals, etc., etc. And then, if we are really have this grasping affecting our body, and we all have, because it's part of being alive, it starts to affect our physiology. It affects our circulation. Our blood gets thicker and more inflamed. High oxidative cholesterol, high inflammatory compounds in the body, and our function starts to change until a place where actually this grasping, this contraction that really is not supposed to be there, and again, we will elaborate on what it means from a meditation point of view, maybe tomorrow, but next week, this contraction starts showing up in a place where it's not supposed to show up. This self-identification shows in part of our body, and this part of the body loses the ability to understand that it's part of a whole of 50 trillion cells that are working together. And how do we call it? We call it tumors, we call it cancer. So the contraction of forming cancer in a place that it's not supposed to be here, to be in, it's a direct relationship and effect of this very primal grasping and survival response. Now this survival response is profound because we are not the only one responsible for it. Our life circumstances and experiences have affected us. Different environmental toxins affected us. And our ancestors affected us. Their genetics and their habits. Each of us are made from countless number of people if we go back 5,000 years. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And they are all affecting us right now. But we have the opportunity to actually let go of this intensity and expand. So we should, when we start, we should take it one step at a time. It's a little difficult as a beginner to melt cancer. Actually, it's specifically difficult to affect cancer, and maybe I will talk about it as we move along. But we can start with different things. When we're about to react and contract, can we just catch our breath and relax for a moment? How do we do it? We do it by creating space. If there is enough space between our thoughts, if we remember to breathe evenly and slower, and there's enough space between the breath, it starts affecting our thinking process, it starts affecting our emotional process, our psychological process, and our physiological process. It's amazing to understand the relationship between them. And we will talk about it in detail because it's my favorite subject, and I don't want to just take a few of the last minutes we have today and kind of jump into it. The same feeling of expansion and relaxation that we have. For example, we are just relaxing into the ocean, listening to the waves. The body is stable and the heart and mind are open. And we just open ourselves to all directions. And use the gap between the exhalation and inhalation to let go. And just feel the relaxation. This space, this sense of relaxation, if you are starting to have it, and the longer you do it, the more you have it, is not only happening to us as a whole being. It's affecting our circulation, it's affecting our organs, all the way to our cells, to the way that our cells interact with their environment, with their membranes, and our intracellular processes, which affect our metabolic function, our mitochondrial function, and our well-being. It is all interconnected, and it will be the focus of what I will be teaching and practicing with you as I work on healing myself and offering my healing to others. And the beauty is that all of us as a group can affect ourselves and can affect anybody connected to us. And that's the power of a group meditating together as a group. So this is a little bit about creating the space. And when we create the space, our tendency is to contract. So we use the breath to create the space, especially by relaxing in the gap between the exhalation, which is a letting go passive process, and the inhalation, which is an effortful process. We rest right there in the gap and let go. We can try it. The body is stable, the breath is flowing smoothly, and the mind is open. And we just let go a little bit deeper every time between the exhalation and the inhalation. Just letting go. And feel your mind and your heart relaxing, and feel how it's creating a space inside your body. When we create space that we are not used to, stuff is going to come up. Amazing experience or difficult experiences. If we just stay open and we don't react to them, they will just dissipate. It is very important to let whatever arises just express itself without manipulating it. It's a key point and a key flow in meditation. Even if we have amazing experiences, don't hold to them. Just let them go, because something else will come. So I'm glad for the opportunity today to meditate with you and give a short introduction about just the aspect of creating space. We created space today by first focusing on one specific thing. Why did we focus on one specific thing? Because our tendency is to grasp. But because of our grasping, we jump from one thing to the other. By focusing on one specific thing with our three doors, with our eyes, with our breath, and with our mind, slowly the other grasping starts to fall away. And we find this place of calm. And that's why this very simple meditation has such a profound health effects on blood pressure, on the immune system, on the cardiovascular system, and emotionally. It was found to be more effective for depression than antidepressants, because we are calming, we are chilling down the system. And in the beginning we have to use an object to allow ourselves to relax, because our innate tendency and habit to grasp. And then at some point we just open and let go without any object, just opening like the sky. And the view here is really good for this, and we'll be using it for this stage. So just to recap, what is the plan? We'll meet here again tomorrow at the same time. And again, I will guide on a simple, similar meditation. So please feel free to share with others so they can join us. And again, this will be recorded on my Facebook as videos, so people can listen to it. And then on the weekend, hopefully you guys will listen to each part, each of the day, so we can really pick up the pace next week. So one important advice, or heart advice: don't get discouraged if it's hard for you to meditate, if you are new to it. It's a process. We are all in the same process. We are all in the same path. We all have a tendency to fixate, and we all want to be free and happy. Each of us will move at a different pace, and each of us is a different place. I can attest from my own journey, from my own very intense grasping and ego identification. It took me decades and really very strong obsessive discipline to a little bit melt away and open my heart. And it's still a process. I'm blown away how every day I learn something new about meditation. But the secret to learning is not to hold to what we experience and feel, aha, this is it, we have to keep it. Just to let it flow. And as part of it, we also don't hold to any benefit that we got from this practice. We generated our motivation by opening our heart to ourselves and others, so we are less contracted. We try to keep present and open during the practice, and then instead of grasping to any benefit as ours, we dedicate it to any living being, especially to people who are connected to us in any way, and to ourselves. And we each do it in our own words. Maybe towards next week I will share something that people can read out. But just take a moment and you just open your heart, and any benefit that you got today, just rejoice with it and open your heart to it and take it in for yourself, but also offer it to every living being that you are connected. In this way it will amplify itself, and the whole group of people who are meditating together create an energy. So I hope to see you back here tomorrow, and have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are. Thank you very much.